stream the event. Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Hour, episode 46. My name is Stefanos Kokos. With me always is Michael Mijas and Tommy Costa. Cody Tuttle is hiding in the woods somewhere, I think. Always busy, so he won't be joining us tonight. We'll get him back on here soon. So last weekend we got a lot going on. There's a lot that happened last weekend. There's a lot going on, I think, this weekend or pretty soon. We got a lot to talk about.
There's a lot of stuff going on everywhere.
Yeah. So before we get to it, what have you guys been up to?
I watched ADCC for 2 days straight, and I also, at the same time, Verbal Tap podcast did a commentary link with Budo videos, and I was on that for like 6-7 hours straight. And I was also on our page updating what was happening with the matches, posting a couple of videos from my phone, and people seem to like it because we got like 1,000 likes in one day. So
yeah, that was great. I was actually following the feed myself from my phone. My coach, Vaga Ramos, was in. He's a third degree under Ricardo Laborio, and he lives in Florida, and so he was up for the past 4 days. So I didn't really get to see any of the stream. So I was following you, Mike.
how did the whole seminar go? I saw that you got your last stripe on your belt. Tell me a little bit about how that all went down.
Oh man, it was great. Good time. He did a lot, taught a lot. He did the seminar, but he also just kind of came up and taught all our regular classes for like 4 days. He just was there hanging out with everybody. He just taught. It was great. Then we had this, we had the seminar, and we trained for like 5.5 hours that day. It was crazy.
That's great.
So it was pretty intense, man. Got a lot of good stuff. Did a lot of like lapel guard and De La Hiva. So
I saw someone made a highlight video of the week. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, you're in the secret high ground page, so you get to see some of the
Yeah, I really liked it.
some of the special stuff. No, but we can. I'll get it to you too. So
Yeah, it was pretty
it's good,
cool.
man. I think we cut together the whole seminar, and it's like a good hour of instruction. So it's like pretty much like a whole DVD almost.
Was he watching any of the ADC to see his instructor Laborio?
Yeah, look, we watched the video, and yeah, he was following the whole thing. We didn't get to watch any of the videos until after the fact, but he was pretty pumped to see.
The whole match was them standing up. They're old school, so nobody wanted to concede to who was going to go to the ground first. They didn't want to give the takedown, so it definitely was old school because it went like triple overtime, like for 40 minutes. So it was nobody to concede. Nobody wanted to. Neither of them was going to pull guard, and neither of them was going to get taken down. So
yeah,
and I think I had the match even. It looked pretty much even. They were both pushing it, So, I don't know. It's really hard to get a really decision when there's no takedown and there's no like clear advantage. There wasn't even attempted takedowns. It was just all upper fighting and underhooks, and nobody could get below the waist. So it is. Me personally, I enjoyed watching the old school guys go at it.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Yeah, there were a lot of douchebags commenting too, though, saying what is this and this is boring, and I was like, man, these are they're legends. These are.
There's a lot riding on those matches though. People don't understand. But if the people complaining are the ones who don't get it.
Yeah. So.
I feel like that's what happens with a lot of things,
True.
Not even fair weather fans. It's just that you don't understand.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that do jiu-jitsu sporadically, but you wouldn't tell because their Facebook page has them in their first tournament, and then they have them with a group of people in a jiu-jitsu picture, and you would think that jiu-jitsu was their life, and it really isn't. Jiu-jitsu is just their Facebook life. So. But anyway.
Yeah, we used to joke that we wondered if we were going to try a BJJ, our social experiment, try to create a fake profile on Facebook that just has all like a typical jiu-jitsu guy stuff, never really have a specific person in any picture, but
Yeah.
We wanted to see how and start friending people and see how far we could go before somebody figured out that we weren't real. But turns out joining Facebook isn't that easy these days. You actually like need to prove that you're a real person to even get on there. So we tried, but
I think it would have been interesting. Bring him on as a like their Skype picture is just the outline.
yeah,
Really Cody with like a vocalizer.
lower his voice, like witness testimony or
Yeah. Be like the gangland shows with the person that doesn't want to be seen because they'll be knocked off. So what else happened, Mike? I think we lost you. We're losing something. So we
He's
had
back.
Mike. You back there?
I don't know, maybe. So anyway, real quick, I did want to give a quick shout out to my two friends. Fought this weekend, Nick Brown and Dom Mazzata. Nick won. I train with Nick a lot. He's from Uniontown Fight Club. He's Bill Bosley's student, and he's one of our blue belts. Man, he's awesome. He won his fight this weekend. Nasty ground and pound. Some kid went underneath for like a deep half guard, and ate some really nasty hammer fists. So
I feel like playing like actual jiu-jitsu in an MMA match gets really dicey really.
yeah, there's things you can't do. I mean, it's it's the sport and it's the rule set. It's kind of like being able to do self-defense as well as sport jiu-jitsu and mixed striking in your training as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, opponent was game, but he couldn't hang with Nick, and he threw up a couple of submissions and went into deep half and just expected to not get his face smashed. So
deep half is a good position to get destroyed if you really want to.
And then Dom won his fight by rear naked choke. Actually,
head kick, the rear naked choke, right?
Another crazy head kick, not just a head kick, but another one. So it's pretty awesome.
You guys, Mike, did you get to train at all? What did you drill today? You said you drilled something today.
Yeah, we went. I went to Joshua and Cuso had like a little drill class today. I personally was drilling knee shield passing. It's an area I struggle in a lot. So we drilled it for a long ass time.
Do your shins look like Muay Thai shins now?
No, I was trying to pass his shin.
Oh.
My fat ass was like on his shin. His shin is unpassable, but I tried to.
Right, Josh is beat. He's supposed to call in tonight, right?
Yeah, I was. I never.
Maybe.
Shit. I forgot to text him back.
Shit. It's all right.
Are we doing open call-in still?
I should have sent him a text to what the link was. But.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody out there is listening, pretty much what we're doing, we're just BSing tonight.
If anyone wants to call in, anybody's got beef.
we can handle it right now with the mediators.
Well,
who should they contact?
If they got beef?
The BJJ hour at gmail.com.
Yeah.
If you want to send all your messages and questions there, if you want us to answer questions on the stream too.
Or if you want to challenge one of us.
We have a question in the chat. Did Jens talk about Gio slamming Glover yet? I saw that and I was like, holy crap, but
not yet.
Actually, I posted that video and then it got shared like right as it happened. I took a video of it and posted it and it got shared like everywhere. And half the people were, all I wrote was, it's legal, but is it safe? That's all I wrote. And then people went, and then it got like 200, 300 some shares and people were just like, I know it's legal, but is it, here's my thing is, when you slam, I understand you're allowed to slam on a submission at ADCC, but you're using the ground to open, to get the guy to loosen up. You're not using technique to get him to loosen up. You're spiking him directly on it. You're using as much force as you can to hit the person on the ground, so you're using the ground to get out of the technique.
Right.
So, and now Glover, the first time he defended it properly, he hooked the leg. I think the second time he thought he was going to sink it in pretty deep. And that's why he hung on to it a little too long. He should have opened his legs up because once you get a couple feet up in the air, you're going to get rampaged.
Someone posted that they think that like any elevation, even on your knees, should be considered a slam.
Oh, I just got a message from Josh. How do I call in? Okay.
We have a phone number on our page. Everybody always misses it, but let me go look for it. I don't even remember. I think our phone number still works. I forget if I canceled it or not.
Well, it's Lutron though for the webcam.
Yeah, Looptron 3000. I probably shouldn't put that out there. If some the fuck. With
Yeah,
it,
Looptron 3000. If you are on Skype, hit us up.
Yeah.
Looptron 3000.
I should just make it the BJJ hour. I just hope we don't get
Yeah,
DDoSed. If everything goes down, it's because of that. I don't know if Skype fixed that exploit yet or not, but because I don't keep up with I don't read the patch notes for some reason unless it's a video game.
The way I see the Geo Slam is what it hashtag Geo Slam.
Get that trending.
Yeah, it's trending right now, and it's in the rules, man. It's in the rules, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, what he did was 100% legal. What he did was 100% legal, and he did it. He had too many ones before that. He picked him up about a foot, did it. Picked him about 2 feet, did it, and then the third one, he picked him all the way up. And when he came down, Glover had it locked in, but he was out though. Like, not like mentally out, but he was like physically out. Like his back was he was probably trying to gas bear because I've been slammed from pretty high, and I know how that is. It's pretty bad. But the thing is, I still feel like I don't know. I think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous. It's because it's not a double leg takedown. I don't know. It's very dangerous, but it's 100% legal. But like they said, that's ADCC. It is a wrestling grappling tournament. It is not a pure jiu-jitsu. It is a wrestling grappling tournament. It is more, if anything, if you watch the Absolute, it is more wrestling than it is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I mean, Calasanz won it without scoring. He won the Absolute without scoring 1 point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy. That's it. I mean, you won the whole Absolute without scoring 1 point. You know, it's just it's a wrestling. It's a wrestling.
I mean that's just a testament to like how highly contested every single point is. You know, it's crazy. You go to tournament, you see points back and forth, guys swapping, and there's no points. It's neck and neck every time. Every little mistake counts. So
Mike, tell him add me. Text him and tell him add me on Skype. What was the deal with the guy? I saw a lot of complaining about someone had like won by points or something like that. Like it was a really boring match. Like they laid and prayed pretty much, but I don't know. People were complaining about it, and I think it was a heavier weight, or maybe like.
Oh, I think it's the video. It's another video I posted that got shared. It's of him. It was Sanchez against Jared Dopp, and again, they're two big guys, so they're hand fighting a lot. And at one point, he finally got his back, and he suplexed him twice. And a lot of people were complaining that was the only action in the match, and a lot of people thought I should have went Jared's way. A lot of people that they were correct to went Sanchez's way. It was, and I mean, Jared is tough. I mean, Sanchez was maybe twice the size of Jared, and he took those suplexes pretty good. And I think a lot of people were just complaining that was the only action in the match. And but like you said, this is ADCC. This is a wrestling tournament more, and every point is contested. Like Tommy said, and there's no deterrent with this kind of money on the line either. It's this. I think for each division you win, it's $10,000 for each division.
Yeah, it was 10 G's.
Yeah, you don't make that in jiu-jitsu. You don't make $10,000 in jiu-jitsu. It just I don't see any tournaments around there that are giving that kind of money. I mean, Five Grappling just did that one for 10,000. That Tim Spriggs was, but that's just recently. It's not really everywhere. And then if you win that Absolute, you win your division Absolute, that's $50,000, and you're guaranteed a match in 2 years for $40,000 again. And now next year in 2017, it's going to be Calasanz versus Gabal, and that's teammates. That's his coach actually. That's Andre's his coach. So that's going to be interesting. Now I think Andre's going to win it because he's a lot bigger. And I just think Andre will be too much for him. I mean, if you just saw Andre against Cyborg, he was. Yeah, I know Cyborg was off, but Andre was clicking on all cylinders. He was taking him down at will. He was going to his back. He was beasting him pretty hard.
So speaking of tournaments you can make money at, there's a couple local tournaments coming up. One of them is like unofficially a rumor but sort of official, and the other one is on the same day or same weekend. and it's actually got a pretty interesting rule set. From what I understand, it's in the gi, it's IBJJF rules, and in no gi, it's the Eddie Bravo Invitational rules for the Pride Lands Pittsburgh Fall Classic, which is on Saturday, October 3rd, at what is that? The Beaver
Monaca.
County College.
So the thing is, I thought people didn't like IBJJF rules.
Well, I think if you're gonna the biggest gi tournament right now in the world is IBJJF, right? And so they have the most widely accepted rule set. So if you're gonna have a gi tournament, you might as well use it. Give these athletes like a chance to practice the rule set and the setting, so it's not like it's crazy when they go there to win the big tournaments, so I think that's a good thing. And then if you really care that much, then do the no-gi and have a blast doing EBI rolls. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to get Josh in. He hasn't added himself to my.
Yeah, I got an interesting. I have another interesting thing off of ADCC. Some ADCC fallout. A lot of people.
Hey, Mike, could you hold that thought for a second?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to call him and then add you guys in. Hey man, what's up?
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, let me add the other two to the call real quick.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, so it's not letting me. Did a thing pop up for me that lets you?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, 1 minute. I'm trying to get this sorted out. So we're gonna try to get him to just phone in.
All right, so Mike, you were talking about this ADCC thing.
Yeah, well, I posted a meme yesterday of Drysdale, and I didn't make that meme. It's from Drysdale, that meme. That's why that's why pictures on there, and I think people thought that we made the meme because we were getting shared all over like Instagram and stuff, and they were thanking us for the meme, and we didn't make it. But regardless, the meme said, I'll read it word for word for you. Find it here. The meme said. Now I can't find it, of course.
I can't. I remember what
I gotta find the meme. But yeah, we were getting tagged in it like we made it, and I was like, no, we did not make that meme.
Josh, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here loud and clear.
All right, cool.
What's up, Josh?
What's up, man?
Nothing. Get into this ADC aftermath.
Oh, yeah. It was an interesting year for sure.
For sure. Actually, what I want to talk about, a meme. There was a meme yesterday we posted. Actually, Robert Drysdale made it. Did you read it?
Yeah, about all the champions training the gi.
Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on that, Josh?
Okay, so it's kind of weird because normally I would be like, yeah, of course, because that's how you build the best grappler. But honestly, this is gonna sound crazy, but I think if you take Jordan Burroughs and put him in this year's ADCC, he walks through it with literally almost no jiu-jitsu. It was just so wrestling centric this year that everybody was playing that game, and which is not to say that every year it's like that, because I think the year before was very leg lock heavy. So I don't know. It's weird, man. I felt like this year was so wrestling centric that it was just coincidence that there just weren't very many non-gi grapplers in the tournament, honestly.
And not only that, Josh, if you look at all the pre-training videos, almost everyone had a wrestling camp, like a diehard. Cyborg had a diehard wrestling camp. Galvao had a diehard. Everyone had like wrestling camps. Everybody was at wrestling camp. Nobody was really doing jiu-jitsu. Everybody was doing wrestling.
Right, because the problem with jiu-jitsu fighters are that they're at the top level. They're very strategic, and you see that in the IBJJF with playing for advantages and all these different things, because their goal is to win, because no one remembers how you won at the end of the day, and I think they're starting to realize that in the ADCC too. They're starting to play those rules. Now they're winning on referees' decisions and negative points, which the negative point thing's always been around, but I've never seen this many referees' decisions, and I don't remember ever having that before.
Or somebody winning the absolute without scoring 1 point.
Yeah,
that's got to be.
That's unbelievable, and really didn't even really wrestle that well. Like Calasan, he earned it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he did what he had to do, and it was pretty impressive to see a middleweight win that absolute, because I mean, even Marcelo Garcia failed at that numerous times in the past, and I mean, he's the greatest middleweight ever, I think, arguably.
Now, let me ask you another question. I know, Josh, you don't shy away from any controversy on Facebook. You will speak your mind. What do you think of the Taquinho Cummings match? There's been a lot of I don't know. A lot of people have been complaining about that. Taquinho showed what a high-level grappler would do against a leg lock person. A lot of people said he could not pass Cummings' guard, and he fought off submissions the whole time. What's your outlook on that match?
I think that Taquinho is again, another one of these strategic guys, and he knew what he needed to do to win the match. And I think if you put him in a different rule set, I think you would see a different match. I think if you put him in a submission only thing, you'd see a different fight. And if you put him in an IBGF points match, you'd see a different fight. But for that instance, I think he played the right way to win the match.
Tommy, did you see that match?
No, I didn't see it. I was actually thinking about the wrestling thing, though, and when we were down at the ADCC qualifier last year in West Virginia, which we streamed live, the wrestling was what beat the leg lock game. It was that, like, keeping the scramble, keeping the sprawl, keeping the legs back, forcing that guy, the opponent to turtle up. I can't remember the name of the guy that Josh Hayden fought in the final, but he did that.
Matt Arroyo.
Matt Arroyo did it perfectly, man.
That's the way to beat a leg lock guy. I mean, just the best guys in the world are the ones that can do it all. I mean, even Ryan Hall was making some comments about the wrestling and leg lock thing, and just having a complete game. I think he was kind of snubbing Eddie Cummings a little bit, but I mean, it's cool. It's it says a lot when Ryan Hall is saying like you need a whole game when Ryan Hall is known for being one of the best leg lock guys the sport's ever seen.
And Ryan Hall won his matches in ADCC, I believe, with leg locks, if I'm correct.
Oh, many matches, in ADCC and other tournaments, So for him to say that, I mean, obviously the guy is speaking from experience, and he's got a wealth of knowledge on that in that arena.
I think Ryan Hall's supposed to be taking an MMA fight soon. I think I saw something about that.
He's on Tough, right? Isn't he on the upcoming season of Tough?
That's right. That's what it is. It just jogged my memory. Yeah, he's supposed to be on Tough.
Yeah, he was definitely on there. I have another training partner of mine that's on there this season as well, and they kind of made friends. So I don't know what happens or anything, so I'm not saying anything, but it's going to be a great season for sure.
So it's already happened. Is that what you're saying, Josh?
Oh yeah, they're back.
Oh, so it's okay. So it's done. All right. Oh, that's interesting.
All right.
Yeah, I think it starts airing in the next 2 weeks or something like that. About 2 weeks, something like that.
That gives me a reason to watch Tough. I watch Zero MMA, but that would give me a reason. I would like to see. I would love to see him in Tough. So. Yeah,
I don't think I've watched it in probably about 5 years.
I think the last time I watched it was when Stephan Bonner was on it when they and the other one where that guy were leaving pissed on the guy's bed. I think that was the last one.
Yeah.
I watched Kilo Slice on there. That season was, I think, the last one I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, another ADCC. Like we were talking about it earlier, the Geo Slam. We'll call it the hashtag Geo Slam. Josh, what's your thoughts on that slam?
I think that. I mean, I don't. The thing is, he did what he needed to do to win the match, and I don't see anything wrong with that at all. But if you're talking about, I mean, I guess it depends on the context of the question. If it's pertaining to what Gio did and only, or in general the slamming idea.
In general, because Gio did. I'm actually a pretty big Gio fan. I like the way I love the way he uses the 10-planet system in his form of grappling. He's very successful with it. So I'm actually a big fan of Gio. But I'm just saying, in general, do you think is it safe? Because you're using the ground to open up a technique. You're using blunt force of the ground to help you, to assist you getting out of a submission.
No, I think that slamming is slamming, especially in that regard, is you're making it MMA because it's a grappling martial art, and now you're adding in a strike. You're hitting him with the floor with as much force as possible, trying to either knock him out or injure him. So I would say that's when we start crossing over. I mean, if we're gonna allow someone to do that, then we should just allow punches and kicks and everything because it's a fight.
I think one of the things is it's either you allow slams or you don't allow slams. It's sort of, I don't know. I think it would be kind of lame to draw the line to say you can slam somebody with a takedown, you can pick them up and slam them as hard as you want onto the ground if they're not trying to submit you. But the second that they're in some sort of submission, you can't slam them anymore. I mean, like, what's to stop anybody from just like slapping on a Kimura when somebody has their back standing?
Well, I'll tell you. So if you talk about it in regards to a takedown, the slam is a byproduct of the takedown. Your intention was not to hurt them or to injure them or to do anything like that. It was to get a takedown. Now, just because you have a high rate of velocity and things like that in your throw or your double leg or whatever, doesn't mean that you were intentionally trying to make that injure him. But when you're in a triangle and or in the closed guard, you pick someone up and jump them on the ground, then I think that's where it changes a little bit.
True. Well, I don't know if any of us with a clean conscience can say we've never taken somebody down hard enough to possibly hurt them or at least set them on their heels on purpose.
For sure.
I know I have.
Now, another fallout from that match is that a lot of people online, and these are the people I talk about, the people that post that one picture of them competing, those are people that are sitters that are saying that Glover is an idiot and he doesn't know what he's doing. Those are the kind of comments that really just they drive me crazy. I'm like, this is a world-class grappler with a world-class triangle he had on him. The only way Gio was getting out of that was slamming him. Glover was not opening up his legs. There was no chance. And for people to say, hook the leg, you don't think he knows to hook the leg?
Yeah.
I mean, he believed that he believed in that triangle so much that he thought by the time he had him up, he was going to go out. That's why he held on it for so tight. Not that he doesn't know to hold the leg or he doesn't know what he's doing. He's an idiot for not letting go. He deserves it. I mean, some of the comments people wrote, I mean, it's insane.
People are fucking idiots. People, they're just fucking idiots, man. They're gonna talk about. I was having a conversation with a guy earlier today, and he was criticizing. What was it? Criticizing Eddie Cummins, saying that he had no control when he does leg locks, how he doesn't like the way he does leg locks. Criticizing guys like that are so high above the level that you'll ever reach just blows my mind. But I think it's maybe the common American way, because I see how everybody, criticizes the NFL players from their couch. So it's the kind of the similar thing that it's mind blowing, because Jeff Glover knows exactly what he's doing. He knows to hook the leg, and Gio knows how to get out of the triangle. He did what he had to do within the confines of the rules. And if I was in Gio's spot and I was about to go to sleep, believe one thing, I would have done the same thing, because there's money on the line and a lot of clout, and everybody wants to be an ADCC champion.
If you listen to the match, if you go back on, you can hear Eddie Bravo yelling multiple times, pick him up and slam him. You can hear him saying it over and over again. Pick him up, elevate him, and slam him. So it is what it is. I think it's just this byproduct of social media and of people that barely train or training every couple months, and they go online and they just, but like you said, Josh, it's like that NFL thing, it's the sport's getting that big where, you just have to deal with morons.
I'm just like scrolling through some of the comments from the Geo Slam video on our page, and
and some of the people on there are black belts. These are black belts on there that are criticizing Glover about. I mean, he did hook the leg. But he believed he had it in pretty tight. He's like, by the time he elevates me, he's gonna go out. It won't be that hard of a slam, But props to Gio. He gutted it out. He picked him up. It was just.
And not only that, I mean, and I know slamming is allowed in that tournament, but guys still aren't training for that. So it still catches somebody off guard when you're picked up 9 feet in the air and slammed on your head. I mean, if you go watch ADCC 2009, I don't remember his opponent, but this match could have changed where we're at in grappling in the negative 66 kilo division for years, because it was Rafael Mendez versus, I don't remember the guy's name. I want to say it was his first round opponent. But Rafael threw the triangle on him. The guy picked him up way higher than Gio had Jeff. I mean, had him up high and kept him there for a second, because I don't think he realized that he could slam. Had he slammed him from that angle, I don't know if Rafael Mendez would have lived through that thing.
I remember that.
Nasty.
Who was that guy? Who was that?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do remember just thinking to myself, like, oh, this is about to be really bad.
You can find that match posted in the background.
Who
I'm
was
about
it?
to look it up
Alpha 2009
right now. Yeah.
2009. That's the Barcelona one, correct?
Yeah, Barcelona.
Yeah.
The one where I think they sold 3 seats in the whole arena.
They still beat China.
Probably,
China only had
Leo? Was it Leo Vieira?
No,
it wasn't Leo Vieira. He chose Leo Vieira.
Cobrinha?
No.
Jason
No,
Patino?
was Cobrinha.
No.
It was
Justin Radar?
No.
It was Jason Patino.
Jason Patino? I found it.
Yeah, post that one.
Yeah.
So people can see that.
Josh, for some of the guys out there that aren't familiar with who you are, or don't know you, since you're on our podcast now, why don't you give us a little bit about your background and where you train and all that good stuff?
So I'm a black belt under Tim Crater and Rodrigo Medeiros, BJJ Revolution team. I'm just a regular old teacher, man. He likes to compete a little bit, and every now and then I'll make some technique videos. So nothing too special about me, man. I just love the art, and I have a big mouth, so I get to talk to a lot of people.
Josh is a badass. He's being very humble.
Where's your school? Where are you?
We're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're actually inside of a UFC gym, but it's not your normal UFC gym. Actually, the owner is actually a brown belt under me and is a complete badass, which Mike can attest to that. So,
yeah, I know a couple other people that train at UFC gyms, and they're actually all right, man. It's not like they're not as cookie cutter and like lame as people might think they are. You know, there's actually legit training. There's training going on in there, and there's good guys, there's pros. So
Yeah, absolutely. We've actually got at the UFC corporate functions. They actually call us the Jiu-Jitsu one. Like that's what we're known as. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's that match, huh?
Yeah.
There it is. Oh my God, he's high as hell.
He's ready to just like WWE slam him through the floor. Like,
yeah, you're right, Josh. That could have changed the whole. That could have changed. We could be having a whole different conversation right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is before Rafael Mendez won 5 world titles in the IBJJF or 2 ADCC titles or anything like that. So I mean, this match, had he held on to that and that guy realized what he could have done, I mean, man, whew.
Damn.
Yeah.
That could have changed it. Look at those empty stands in the back. That's funny too. There's one guy on the right there.
Half of them are probably Gracie's.
That's like the most packed it was that entire event.
Yeah.
I remember just thinking, wow, this is crazy. The level that's out there, and no one is there to see it.
Yeah. And not only that, that's another one. Speaking of Jeff Glover, where he guillotined Hobson.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
He let him pass his guard, hooked around the arm. It's a move that Glover does. He even has videos out of him. He lets you pass, and he hooks up that guillotine. And it was brutal too. It was in tight.
Oh yeah, that was a thing of beauty. Jeff Glover is amazing, man. He's a very, very. I almost have a theory. I mean, obviously, I'm not in his head, so I don't know. But just from watching, it's almost like I don't even think he cares about winning or losing anymore at all. I think he just
stuff.
he just wants to go like have some fun, and which is crazy to me at that level. At that level, it seems like, and you're still young. Like you should try and accomplish everything that you can possibly accomplish. But I guess he doesn't feel that way, and he just wants to go out there and just act a fool. But whatever makes him happy, he's that good.
You know, speaking of another person that used to train with well, I'm sure they still train together and stuff, is Bill the Grill Cooper. That we've never seen him in an ADCC.
Man, I don't know Bill personally, but I just hear things, and it sounds to me like he's just living that wild, like vagabond surfer life. So I don't foresee seeing him in anything anytime soon. But
every once in a while, a video will surface of him in some random tournament. Out of nowhere, he'll win some random tournament out of nowhere. You'll see he'll destroy people too, and he'll fade away for a few months, and then some local tournament in California will pop up, and he'll win that, then he'll fade away again. But every once in a while he does a couple videos with Frangia. They're pretty interesting.
Well, yeah, it's funny. I heard a rumor that Frangia used to go to tournaments with Bill, and he would hope that Bill would lose. He'd be like, "Oh, he's gonna lose this time," because then he would start training, because he didn't train very often. He just could win all the time. He's just one of those guys. He's a breakdancer, sort of the same thing as Gio Martinez. So maybe it's something to do with that background. You know, I don't know. Maybe breakdancing makes a good grappler. I don't know, but yeah, they just say that Bill is just like a naturally amazing grappler.
And Bill has probably one of the most interesting videos out there. There's a video of him in a tournament, and Andy Bravo calls out for him to pull the twister off, and he'll give him, I believe, $200.
Yeah,
I remember that video.
That's how you live in jiu-jitsu video
infamy.
Fame forever.
Yeah,
I remember that video. I remember hearing him yell that.
And if you look at the video, our buddy Jimmy Sarah's in the background. If you look in that video real well, Tom.
Jimmy's the man.
Yeah, Jimmy's the man.
One of the coolest videos I've ever seen, or one of the best grappling matches I've ever seen is Bill Cooper versus Cyborg in Grappler's Quest.
I was gonna mention that match. That's a great
match.
Oh,
it's so good.
It's like 7 minutes of just insanity.
That's another one to post in the background, Stefan.
Yeah, that's just pure scramble like the whole time. It's insane. They both put each other in like real deep water.
Yeah, back then, Grappler's Quest was so awesome back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if there's ever going to be somebody that comes and takes their spot, you know, because Grappler's Quest was something it wasn't IBJJF, but it was almost cooler.
It was
I don't know if anybody's there to take that spot anymore.
They still do it, or did they just suddenly stop? Like
they just did one. They did an all-star one in Jersey. I believe it was last month.
Really?
They usually do them. They usually do them at UFC events. Like when there's a pay-per-view, a big one coming up, they usually do a Grappler's Quest there. Like there's demonstrations.
They got IBJJF took that over.
Oh, okay.
and they did it this year at the UFC. And I heard that it wasn't. I heard it was kind of boring too. It was a lot more exciting when Grappler Squad had it the year before. But Joao Miao won the I think it was like $1,000 or $5,000 All Star. He won it.
This is an intense match.
There's a gi match too. That's insane.
The gi one is the insane one. This one's good
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
The
That
gi
was the
one
one I
is
was
just like,
thinking of.
yeah, they try to kill each other for like 7 minutes straight.
Yeah, if you can
I'll
find.
tell you what, I was really surprised to see Joao Miao not step into ADCC this year, but still compete the Boston or the Santa Barbara Open the same day.
Well,
You know,
Josh,
in the gi.
Josh, what makes it really weird is that he said he was injured. How can you say you're injured
Right.
and compete the same day as a tournament you said you were injured you couldn't compete in? Which
Yeah.
Well, he actually competed the weekend before that at the Boston Open, and then the weekend of at the Santa Barbara Open. So yeah.
Well, I guess the best way to defend a heel hook is just put on a gi.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
Here, put this on.
well, the thing is, Meow's not tapping from heel hooks either. So either the wear and tear on his leg was just too much, and he's like, "Fuck that! I'm just gonna go do where they just can't do that to my leg anymore," because he's not gonna tap, and he's probably just, I don't know. He's probably it's probably maybe it's business smart what he did because he obviously he's not gonna tap. He's been in a million hooks. All his videos he doesn't tap. So he probably just from a business standpoint he's like, it's not worth it going to ADCC, let these beasts rip on my ankle. I can go do the IBJJF Pro and still get paid because I'm pretty sure he got paid
Right.
for that one.
Yeah. Yeah. He did. Maybe that's his game plan. Maybe it's because I know he had that match with Tonin, and he got put in some pretty bad spots, and then the EBI thing didn't go as well as he wanted to, and maybe he just doesn't feel like he can win no-gi.
Speaking of Tonin, I want to touch on him a little bit with ADCC because he got some flack from some people, and he lost his match against Lucas Lepri. Did you see that match?
Yeah.
What do you think of that match?
I mean, I think Lucas Lepri's on another level, and I that match went exactly like I thought it would.
It's he had him. I'm not saying he had Tonin in trouble, but he had him, and I think he had him in a couple Kimuras from side mount. He didn't finish him, but he threatened him a few times though.
Right. And Tonin's great, but there's just another level that I don't think he's reached yet. And Lucas Lepri is that upper top echelon. You know, I just don't think that Tonin's there. I think Tonin will get there, but he's just not there yet. And right now with the guard passing skills that Lucas Lepri has and Gary's general non-caring about position, that's exactly how I figured that match would go.
Yeah, and there's speaking of Glover, someone speaks that fights out in the open. Gary definitely he puts himself in bad situations just to see what's going to happen. So I mean, he's definitely exciting to watch. And in the absolute, he went against Vinny Magalhaes, and that's the one where I think a lot of people were criticizing him that he kept going for leg locks the whole time. He kept going for leg locks the whole time. Now Vinny I'm pretty sure Vinny was in the what's the highest? What's after heavyweight? Wasn't he was in the super heavyweight or?
Yeah, I think he was the highest one, whatever it was.
Yeah, well, whatever after heavyweight, he was in that. So you can't really blame Tony going for legs.
Yeah, what else is he gonna do?
That's what I'm saying. What else could he's fighting a guy that's 3 times his size, and I think he was getting a lot of unfair criticism. People were like really calling him one dimensional. I'm like, this is Vinny, okay, and this, I mean, Gary. What's Gary about? 175.
Yeah.
Right.
He walks around that.
Yeah, you know, and he has been successful with leg locks and heel hooks. So why would you not use what you've been successful with against one of the top grapplers in the world? You know, especially when he's 3 times your size.
He won the EBI with a rear naked choke. He choked the guy right through his hand. So,
you know, and Tonin has won with other stuff besides leg locks. He won the Great Nationals. We streamed against
Yeah.
Javier.
Against Javier.
You know, triangle.
yeah.
Tonin is well-rounded. People who think he's not are ridiculous. You know, he got his guard passed by Lucas Lepri, you know, but that's Lucas Lepri. You know, he's just, I think Vinny was just a bad draw for him. He's just a big guy, and that's good everywhere. So, I mean, honestly, I think leg locks would have been his best bet in that match. So, I can't fault him for that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, speaking of Lucas Lepri, what did you guys think of Davey Ramos? Because he pretty much, I posted a video of him right after that match, and I think it got shared like 10,000 times within like 5 hours. It was like it lit it lit all of jiu-jitsu internet on fire. It was one of the fastest arm bars against one of the
Oh, that
most.
leapfrog one.
Yeah, and this is someone that was picked to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I can't deny, like, that was one of those, when I saw that, I, like, actually, like, jumped up and screamed. It was, like, one of those
I looked at it and I was like,
moments
holy
where I
crap.
was like, oh!
That submission was definitely worth it. Like, that was ridiculous.
Well, I think Dowdy got like 3 submissions in his matches, if I'm not mistaken. And I've trained with Dowdy before, and he's just a submission machine, man. He just goes after it, and he's actually known for doing leg locks as well. He's got fire toe holds and knee bars, and he'd say he doesn't like the heel hook though. He doesn't do heel hooks, but it was nice to see in the negative. For some reason, I don't know what it is about that negative 77 kilogram division, but there always seems to be a submission hunter that wins that thing. Whether it was it's been Marcelo who submitted everybody, Crone who went to submit everybody, and now Dowdy. So I just think that it's awesome that division just seems to be the one to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely one that it always has someone exciting in it. It always has someone exciting in it. Another person I want to talk about was Lovato. He came off a long surgery and was in it, and he lost a pretty close match against the Russian. What's his name?
Rustam.
Rustam. Did you guys watch that match?
I kind of skipped through that one because I kind of figured there were other stuff going on, so I didn't watch that one closely.
Now Rustam also got he got third in the absolute, I believe.
Did he? I think he did.
Was it Rustam that got third in the
No. Rodolfo got third.
I'm sorry, Rodolfo. I'm sorry. I think he got third. I'm sorry. I think Rustam got.
He got third in his division after, and Keenan got second.
All right, third. It was third in his division, Keenan second, and Hassan's first. What did you think of Keenan's performance at Abu Dhabi this week?
Man, he's just so good. The guy's so good everywhere. I mean, let's see. Who he had in the finals was who we just say who was in the finals with him in '88. No, Calasan's won the absolute. He actually beat Calasan's in like the second round because they put him.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. He did beat him. He did beat him in the second round. You're right.
I think the 88 kilogram division winner was
Who's the 88?
Let's see.
Who's the 88? Oh, it was Yuri. It was Yuri.
Yeah, Yuri.
Yeah,
well, that's funny because Yuri and Keenan, like, I think Yuri just beats him on the wrestling. Yuri that's how he beat him in Nogi Worlds, and that's how he beat him this time. And Keenan has victories over Yuri. And McGee, he submitted him at 5 about a year ago, or maybe a year and a half ago. But yeah, man. But Yuri earned it, man. Yuri's wrestling was on point.
Yeah.
But
Yuri cut some weight. He looked like a skeleton. He cut some serious weight.
Man, when I heard he was doing 88, I couldn't believe it because for Nogi Worlds, he was huge.
Yeah, that's a big dude to become that much weight. That is. It seems like a lot of people cutting weight. And the thing with ADCC, you have to keep your weight. I think you have to keep your weight in check the whole time you're competing. Is that correct?
I remember when they implemented that, and yeah, that was the deal. You had to keep your weight. It was supposedly they could spot check you at any time. But from what I'm seeing at this, and I'm not sure, but it almost seems like this time they weighed everybody at like 7 a.m. and then I don't think they got weighed again. But they had to compete like right afterwards. So they had a little bit of time to rehydrate. But I don't think they spot checked anybody or anything like that this year.
All right. See, I thought maybe they were doing like spot checks and stuff.
They did in the first year they did that was 2009 or 13 because I think 9 because Pablo Popovich had to go up and a few other people had to go up in weight division.
Now Popovich, he got hurt. I believe he got hurt after he only had one match, and I believe he got hurt after that because they announced that he was.
Yeah.
They announced he got hurt, but I think he was dealing with injuries before that.
Yeah, it's too bad because he's always a killer, and no matter what situation, he's just such a good grappler. He really doesn't People sleep on Pablo, but he's amazing.
Yeah, Pablo's pretty amazing, and he was. I was really impressed with him at the last Polaris because it was the first time he did submission only, and he dominated the dude. I forgot who he was going against, but he did pretty well for being his first. That was his first submission only match ever.
He's a finisher, man. He goes for it. I mean, if you watch all his ADCC matches, everybody that's not named Marcelo Garcia, I mean, he dominates from the bottom, from the top. Like, everybody thinks of Pablo as a guard passer, but I've seen him pull guard and sweep so many times, no-gi, that he's good everywhere.
Tommy, you think Marcelo ever come back to ADCC?
No, I don't think so. Well, if he's gonna, I don't know, man.
Like a legend super fight. I mean, Laborio did it. I mean,
I could see him doing super fight.
I agree.
I don't see him jumping in the.
Now Marcelo versus Laborio in 2 years, that would be badass.
They would never do that, though.
Yeah, I don't think that would ever happen. That's too.
I'm trying to think who would be a good. Who would be good
Marcelo.
for Marcelo?
Marcelo considers Laborio his instructor, just like he does Fabio Dragel. If you ever watch like all his belting ceremonies, he has him come up as well, him and Fabio. So yeah, I don't think that would ever happen. But I think he would do a master super fight, but I don't think he'd ever come back to the tournament. He's making too much money on MG Online and his academy.
Yeah.
So let's hypothetical. How do you think Galvao would do against Marcelo in a super fight 2 years from now?
Man, right now I say Galvao wins it, even though Marcelo's beat him before. But right now, Galvao he's competing too often. He's in too good a shape. He's trained with the absolute best guys out there. And right now, I mean, now if Marcelo said, "Hey, in 2 years you're going to have this match with Andre," then who knows what Marcelo would pull together by that point. But right now, I mean, it's not even comparable. Andre's I mean, look at the guy.
It would be badass if it never happened, though.
Right? Yeah. Oh, it'd be amazing. What? Like I say, it's happened it's happened before. They faced each other before, and Marcelo beat him both times. But I don't know. Like I said, Galvao. I mean, dude, he looked bigger than Cyborg this year.
Oh yeah, he was huge. He looked like.
He looks like Steve-O on steroids. They have like the same face. If anyone's out there with Google on your phone, Google a picture of Steve-O and then Google a picture of Galvao. They look exactly the same, except for there's
They have the same smile.
like their eyes are the same. He's just Galvao's got like that like big brow from TRT.
That acai out there.
Yeah.
The acai you get
The SAT.
the acai. There we go. The acai RT. Now the rumor is that it's supposed to be in Japan in 2 years. Did you guys hear anything about that?
No, I haven't. But
I haven't heard anything else. Just the post. I'm not sure.
I don't know. DeBlas took a picture and said, "See you in Japan in 2017."
Yeah, that's where I got that from. That's what he said. That's where I got that from. It said the Blast said, "See you in Japan 2017." And I think, during the podcast, Budo Jake mentioned it once too. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true. But what's the time zone? How far are we? What's Japan time? Is that when we're sleeping?
It's pretty off because I remember watching Pride back in the day and having to stay up to like 2 a.m. or something like that.
Oh, that's right. The ADC in China was that was at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I remember. So it's probably around there. They're probably close to that time zone. That sucks.
Just letting you know, if ADCC is in Japan, we're ADCC. Give us press passes.
Yeah, give us something. I want to get up there. Now you know who else got a lot of flack, and I think I may have instigated some of it when we're posting about it. That I was complaining about the stream that there was not 3 cameras. And a lot of people were taking that and taking it out on Budo Jake. Honestly, I think Budo Jake is like a pioneer in like live streaming, and I think he got a lot of like.
He definitely is. He jumped on it. They have good equipment. They have really good equipment. He was
getting shit on pretty bad, and I mean we do live streams, and we know how hard it is to.
We fuck up a lot.
Yeah, we fuck up a lot. So
it's hard to figure when something goes wrong. It's bad.
Yeah, when it goes bad, everything just starts fucking falling apart and sweating asses off.
But
I think he
Well,
got
the
laid.
thing,
I think he got laid into really bad. Like I understand. Yeah, it would have been nice if there was a third screen, like that third mat. It would have been nice. And a lot of people think that his commentary is dry and stuff, but but the guy definitely he is one of the people. Like, I mean, we're probably here because of the stuff he did. He's definitely he was definitely the front runner when it came to like live streaming events and stuff like that. So I think he got
man,
laid. I think they were a little too mean to him.
Budo Jake, if you guys know, if you sit in front of that mat for 8 hours a day or whatever it is, trying to keep your mouth moving, I mean that's hard to do without any type of formal training or anything like that.
Oh,
and
we know.
I promise you, yeah,
we know.
There were
We
three.
just did 6 hours in a tournament.
That sucks.
Exactly. I guarantee there were three cameras. There was a camera on every night the whole time. I guarantee you. But you have to understand that every year, I know I buy the ADCC DVDs. I have every year on DVD. So I promise you, they were all videoed, but they're going to sell that DVD. And if they did a multi-mat thing on this one, I don't think they were going to sell those DVDs. Now, I do think that they charge too much. If you're not going to have multi-mat and all the technology that we know you have available to you, then maybe you should lower the price to about $20. But at $40, we should be getting to see each mat. You know what I mean? I think that's only fair. But that said, it's all for the DVD sales. They're going to sell the live stream, make the money there, and then they're going to make the money on the back end when they make the DVD set.
Well,
Yeah, the only thing I was like ranting about when I wrote that was that I didn't like that everyone, and it wasn't just me. Everyone's stream was freezing.
that's probably more on the network side, or maybe their encoder was messing up. I don't know how good the internet is in Brazil.
Like for 40, like you can watch a match straight. You always if you watch more than 4 minutes, 5 minutes, I would just go ahead and reload it because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I think the jiu-jitsu community, in terms of how they acquire stuff, is behind the times, because there's a lot of computers now, especially desktop computers, that don't even come with CD drives. So it's, I don't know, coming from somebody that like kind of keeps up with things, it's kind of hilarious that there's still DVDs being sold. And
Yeah, you're like me. I still have the. You know how bad I am with technology.
I don't even have a disk drive on my computer, so like they could probably store it somewhere on the cloud and sell it or whatever. But that's besides the point.
Right. Well, they should. That'd be great. I think the only reason that they do it that way is because they can. Because there's no other outlet for it unless you go on certain sites that Never mind. Anyways.
Well, if you guys, anybody out there needs their tournament streamed and they want good commentary that with great jokes and
nicknames for your competitors that we don't know.
Yeah, we just make stuff up and go along.
Well, it's better than calling a guy blue shorts versus white shorts. At least give him a funky name, like
Jose Aldo, like that.
We do tournaments. What's up?
Yeah.
I'm pulling so let's like we gotta wrap it up, but let's switch gears and like I went down through our wall. People post on our BJJR Facebook. They post flyers, questions. There's a whole other dimension to the page. People post on there, but maybe we go around, give our thoughts on this question that somebody posted on there, and use that to kind of wrap it up. So the question is, what belt level do you think is the hardest? What belt is the hardest?
Blue.
Personally, I mean, I think that like it's not really, it's sort of like a birthday thing. I think it's like you're not just because you turned 29, you're not a whole year younger. You're just one day older. It's like when you go from blue belt to purple belt, there's really no one belt that can be harder. I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
I don't know. I think it used to be blue belt, but I think purple is the new blue. How does that sound? I think purple is the new blue. People used to get the blue belt blues, and I think a lot of people are getting the purple because now this is the first time where you hear a lot of people even at purple belt quitting, which is really shocking. It used to be at blue belt quitting. Now I from my travels and stuff, I hear a lot. I know from no person. I know a lot of purple people that have quit. So it could be the new thing. Could be. I think purple belt's a tough belt. It's a tough belt because I think you put a lot of pressure on yourself at purple because you're like, okay, I got to be able to hang with the higher belts and destroy the lower belts. So I think you put a lot of undue pressure on yourself, and it's just a belt change. It's a knowledge thing. It's a time thing. So I don't know. What do you think, Josh?
Purple for sure. Purple for sure because so many different reasons, man. Because now you're a mentor, to somebody who's not just walking in fresh off the street. You're a mentor. You feel like you have a bullseye on your back, like you do when you get a belt every time. But something about purple especially. I think purple is also where you make the most strides in your jiu-jitsu and where you kind of start to really figure out what you're going to be or what kind of game you're actually really going to have. And actually, most of all, at purple, I think it's the hardest competition level because there's just such a broad range of purple belts. You got the ones that are just like, hobbyists and just train twice a week or whatever. And then you got some purple belts that are like black belts. They're just so good, and you never know who you're gonna get.
Yeah.
It's also a very sandbaggy belt. I'm gonna say
Very.
that sandbaggy belt. You like you say, you don't know who's the weekend warrior and who's the guy that's in there training 3 times a day, destroying upper belts and just almost does it all the time. So it's definitely
and then plus I think a lot of people, like you said before, a lot of people quit at purple belt because it's just like in our system, with Tim and everybody else, we've always made purple be like the longest road. Like your average purple belt is going to be there at least 4 years, no matter if they're really, really good or not. I mean, you really, really got to be special to go to brown belt before that because, man, brown belts, that's a big, big step. You know what I mean? So, that's why purple can be hard on you mentally, physically, and ego, and on your ego.
Yeah, I agree, Josh. I think it's a lot of mental too. I think you play a lot of mental games with yourself at that color. I think you put too much on yourself.
Yeah, I guess you guys sold me. I think I agree with you now.
You
At
agree?
first, I was like, man, it doesn't matter, but I think I agree. No, you're right. Purple is probably the hardest. I definitely see people getting that purple belt blues where they're like, oh man, everybody, there's these guys are really, really good. I didn't think these guys were that good.
And Tommy, it seems like it's like a more recent trend. It used to be the blue belt quitting. Now it seems like with jiu-jitsu success, across the board, it seems like now a lot of people at purple belt are just like, okay, I got the purple, I'm done. Or I purple, I can only go this far. I can't break that barrier and move to the next level. I can't mentally do it. I can't physically do it. So I think it could definitely break you.
Yeah, more.
I agree, man.
More like natural athletes are finding the sport, and it's that exposure is like taking it to the next level.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, guys.
Absolutely.
Let's wrap it up. That was a good show.
Josh, thanks for coming on.
More, Josh.
Wait, what's that?
We got to get you on here some more.
Oh, definitely, man. Yeah, just hit me up. I'm believe me, I got time tonight.
Definitely
will. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. It's been another hour with the BJJ Hour. Real quick, we got some stuff. Follow the Twitter, follow the Instagram, comment on the page. Share it with your friends. Share all of our stuff with your friends because we try to get our message out there. And we got something coming up pretty soon. It's kind of a big thing, but we're gonna need your help with it. A couple changes coming up and. Anything else, guys? Josh, anything you want to plug? Any shout-outs or anything?
Nah, I probably do, but I'll just probably remember tomorrow and be like, shit, I should have said something.
All right.
Yeah. One of my guys, Alex Wallace, is competing in this Metamours qualifier that's coming up in Pittsburgh in a couple of weeks, so give him a shout-out. And it's supposed to be real hush-hush, so I'll try to do as much as I can to keep everybody in tune on what's been going on.
Yeah, definitely send me texts as it's going on.
Yeah.
We need the insides of your secrets.
About it. It's been pretty weird. So.
Speak easy. I want to know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, have a good night. Have a good week. And
have a good one, fellas.
2 weeks. Just to let you guys know, 2 weeks. We're starting a new podcast series. We're gonna start making this podcast bi-weekly, and on the off weeks, we're gonna have a debate show with Emil Fisher, who we had on before. We'll probably take an article from BJJ Times. Or Jiu-Jitsu Times. Is it Jiu-Jitsu Times? Yeah.
It's Jiu-Jitsu Times, yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu Times. We're going to take an article from there. We're going to debate it. Something like the 16-year-old teaching and stuff like that. And, it'll be open forum. And, we'll be doing that every week.
It's going to be a chance to let those keyboard warriors put their money where their mouth is. Because if they wanted to sit there and type like crazy on some comment thread, then they can come on a webcam and
Show your face when you talk shit.
yeah, we're trolling the trolls for and we're gonna ask them to come on the thing. So
we're trolling back. We're trolling back.
Think before you talk shit because you might get invited on the podcast.
Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely. All right, guys. And with that, we're off. Have a good night.
Night.